Okay, let's go find your mom. What a one-liner. I'd only known my cousin Karen for a matter of weeks. We had met on Ancestry.com. We had texted back and forth as she helped me identify my biological father, who was now dead. We'd come to the conclusion, given the family dynamics, that was probably as far as we could go. The end of the road. I was resigned to that when Karen uttered that line. Okay, let's go find your mom. And she did. And it began a journey of self discovery, of discovering a new family, of growing into that family and the love for mom and sisters, of weaving families past and present and future together. It's been a wild ride for a year and a half, and it promises to continue to be quite a trip. And it all began with that one line. Let's go find your mom. The Bible is full of those dynamic one-liners. We hear one again this morning as we gather around the Jordan and witness the baptism of Jesus by John. Following the baptism, the heavens are torn open and a voice speaks. This is my Son, the Beloved, in whom I'm well pleased. Those words are not only meant for us as we gather there, an announcement of who this Jesus is, but they are words that are spoken to Jesus himself. It is a call. It is the announcement of who he truly is. This human Jesus, born of Mary, is none other than the Son of God. And with those words, Jesus begins a journey of self-discovery and of deeper relationship with his Father. It will not be an easy journey. It will lead through the wilderness to Galilee. He will be buffeted by storms and accused by others. He will travel to Jerusalem, be crucified, and on the third day rise. It is a heck of a ride, and it all begins with that one line. You are my Son, the Beloved, in whom I'm well pleased. We too hear one of those powerful one-liners as we come out of the waters of our baptism. Child of God, you are sealed with the Holy Spirit and marked with the cross of Christ forever. It is a covenant, a contract that God makes with us, a promise that we are indeed his holy children, children of God, and inheritors of the kingdom that began in his Son. We are the beloved, in whom he is well pleased, despite us and all that we do. This is a covenant that cannot be broken by us because it was not made by us. It is a gift from God. It is what God speaks of as grace, freely given, invaluable. Gift, free gift, that we may be drawn into an increasingly deeper relationship with God through prayer, scripture reading, devotion, worship, gathering with one another, and service for the world. In all of these things, we are drawn deeper into our love of God and our love of neighbor. Speaking of neighbors, I've been bombarded these last few days with questions about how can we as Christians respond to the craziness that is occurring in our world. What can we do or say that will make a difference, that will change the climate of fear and anxiety? How can we speak and act in the midst of conspiracy theories, in the midst of people who will not listen to reason, in the midst of fake news, in the midst of hatred and violence? What do we do as the baptized? It is to another one-liner that I turn. Again, from that baptismal service. At the very end, a candle is lit and held before the eyes of the newly baptized. And we hear these words: "Let your light so shine before others, that they may see in you the love and glory of God." In the mystery of this season, we recall that God took on human flesh in the form of Jesus the Christ and dwelt among us, full of grace and truth. That incarnation, that dwelling in flesh, did not end with Jesus, but God continues to pour his Spirit into us, that we may show forth his glory and love for the world, for all the world. In the midst of the world of chaos in which we find ourselves these days, it may be enough for us simply to show up and to be that light that shines in the darkness, to be that non-anxious presence in the midst of chaos, a reminder that God has not left the building, but is now here in flesh and blood, offering grace upon grace, love and hope, a promise that cannot be taken away. And we are living proof of that promise. As Martin Luther King once said, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only the light. And we are the light of Christ. A light that shines in the darkness. And the darkness will not, cannot, ever overcome it. So let our light so shine before others, that they may see in us the very presence, glory, grace, and love of God. Arise, your light has come, the Spirit's call obey. Show forth the glory of your God, which shines on you today. Arise, your light has come, fling wide the prison door. Proclaim the captives' liberty, good tidings to the poor. Arise, your light has come, all you in sorrow born. Bind up the broken-hearted ones, and comfort those who mourn. Arise, your light has come, the mountains burst in song. Rise up like eagles on the wing, God's power will make us strong.